Hello, everyone out there. This is our new show called Toss a Coin to Your Podcast. I'm your host, Techie.
And I'm Talon.
This is a completely different show to what we normally do, isn't it?
Yeah, completely different. Considering, because I'm watching the stream as well here, I love the layout. It looks really good. I'm really happy with the streaming soon, with the song and everything. It's going to be an interesting podcast. I'm really keen for it.
So am I. But this is our pilot. Our first episode will be tomorrow because somebody forgot to do their homework.
I was tired, and I'd already had a really heavy drink, and I didn't sleep very well, so forgive me. And I went out today.
I'm hearing excuses here.
Oh, yeah, sure. I could have just not turned up. I could have just literally just not done this stream. We could have just postponed it and not done the pilot episode. It was your idea to do this pilot episode, but I'm fine with it. It's all good.
Well, I thought we announced the show. We should probably do one anyway. But, so what we're going to do for this pilot episode of Toss a Coin to Your Podcast. Now, some of you that may not know what this is, it's a Witcher podcast. If you don't know what The Witcher is, either 1, go read the books, 2, play the video games, or 3,
watch the series.
Watch the damn series on Netflix.
Or 4, watch the Nightmare of the Wolf animated movie, and God, I'm just eating soup. That's one of my friends. He's a really cool guy. Hugely into his horror stuff, just like myself. He does really good freaking LARP characters as well. His jester costume that him and his partner worked on together, he was really adamant with doing the makeup and everything. She was really good with the stitching and everything. It's amazing. For those who don't know, I do LARP, and the Witcher series is another beneficial for my character. I wear the Witcher pendant when I'm at LARP because it's actually a part of my character. So the Witcher for me, it's a big thing. I love Geralt. You can tell behind me, I cosplay as Geralt. And the fact is that it took him this long to finally get a live action, Witcher series based not on the games but on the book. When I watched that series for the first time, I was a little bit apprehensive because I was worrying that is Henry Cavill going to do the job. First time I saw him on screen, they weren't going to throw any more. They weren't going to throw any easy punches. They hit hard and it worked. I love Henry Cavill as Geralt. I also love him as Superman, but he is Geralt of Rivia for me now.
Oh, he is. But you know what? I'm not sure if you know this, but this isn't the first time we've had a live-action Witcher.
Are we talking about the German one?
Oh yeah, we're definitely talking about the German one.
Oh
German
God, I have seen like videos in it. It is so cringy.
It's cringy. However, have you noticed that some of the same plot points in that movie and the way that it's kind of shot is identical to the first episode?
In a way, yeah,
it's mostly the fighting scene in the city.
Yeah, the fighting scene in the city, which
that's
again,
identical.
Yeah, it's identical. But I think the difference between the German version and the German version and the English version, the Netflix version, it's a budget. Honestly,
of course.
The German one doesn't have a good budget at all. It's actually not that good. I'll give you a second. God damn it, cat! Why are you in here? Get the hell out! Sorry, people. Like I said, the budget-wise between the German one and the Netflix version, it's like scaled. Netflix budget literally gave them millions of dollars to fund this series. Plus, again, it's got the blessings of the author of the Witcher series.
He's a part of the series.
Well, I think Cavill worked with him, so closely because he loves this series. He loves Geralt, and he's a gamer. He's played the Witcher series. He loved it. And now he gets to play that character. And the one thing I love about with Henry Cavill's version, the dedication. He
Yeah.
wore his entire armor the entire time he was there. He even slept in it. He slept with his sword too. He took inspiration from another book series. He took inspiration from Viggo Mortensen's role as Aragorn. That was another one of his icons. And I don't blame him. When Viggo was cast as Aragorn, I remember his casting, and I remember how incredible it was because I
Yeah.
love the Lord of the Rings. I always will. It's another book series that I really want to do a talk on, discuss about it. Because it's a key role of my growing up is watching Lord of the Rings. But The Witcher is also another part of my adult life now because I got into The Witcher a few years ago, but I didn't really delve too deep dive into it.
Yep.
After watching the Witcher series, I really have now. I freaking cosplay Geralt. I love the character. I love I love this universe, and I cannot wait for season 2 to drop towards the end of this year. I think it's the end of this year. Did I say the end of this year?
Yes, it's the end of this year, December. Remember,
Yeah.
October 13th, guys, there's a little bit of a plug here, is when we actually fully start this series weekly. Because from October 13th, we will be doing an episode once a week, recapping an episode of the first season of Witcher.
Yep.
In the lead up to season 2 of The Witcher, and then we'll go from there as well.
Now, I know for a fact they'll drop all the episodes on the date, so we will take our time watching the series, and then basically...
We'll still be binging. We'll binge it. Let's be honest. We'll binge it.
Yeah, we'll binge it.
But we'll re-watch an episode prior to the show.
Of course. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I am excited for season 2. I'm also really excited to go back and watch season 1 again and just really enjoy it.
I did not.
I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm really going to sit back and watch again. There's a lot of series I need to rewatch, but I think Witcher is going to be the first one I do. Because, again, it's a great series. The writers, the stunt coordinators, every single person that worked on that cast was incredible. Such a... wasn't it 10 episodes? It was 10 episodes, wasn't it?
I think it was around that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was about 10 episodes, which I think a lot of people kind of complain about that. I remember when the episodes came... I remember when we found out what the episodes was. Some people were complaining about it going 10 episodes. That's not many. And I'm like, considering how long the episodes go for, I'm glad they got 10 because it could have been shorter.
I mean, it's not just the timing. I think for me, it's more, look at the budget. They can only do so much with a budget, and to cram it, that first season story arc into those episodes with the budget they got is phenomenal.
It's really hard to do that story arc because it's following the, Geralt and Ciri, journeys. Geralt meeting Yennefer, dealing with...
The thing is, that whole first season is, the first time you watch it, it's a complete and utter mindfuck.
It is.
Because when you get to episode 4, and this is spoilers, by the way, guys, this series came out, close to 2 years ago now?
Yeah, about 2 years.
Yeah. So you should have watched it by now. But, going all the way back that far along, and episode 4 dropped, and you see the Queen again. And you're like, wait, she fucking died at the end of the first episode. How is she alive again? And then you realize each story arc is taking place in a different time. So Yennefer's 150 years prior to Ciri. Geralt's 100, and Ciri is present day. Did you know that?
Exactly. I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
How? Well, I understand Yennefer. I actually know. I understand them both living so long, but then how the hell is Jaskier around? That doesn't make sense.
Well, who knows? I mean, who knows what's the go is? But that's what they told us back in season 1 when season 4 dropped, because that's what we were so confused about. But by the end of season 1 is when they meet up. is now present day. So I don't know what's going on with Yaskia.
Hmm.
Whether it is Yaskia now.
Well, we know he's in season 2 because
We know he's in
we
season
talked
2,
about-
but is it Yaskia or is it a relative of Yaskia that looks exactly alike? That's the question.
I'll have to do, yeah, I hope so. I guess I'll answer that in season 2 when it finally drops.
Oh yeah, and I cannot wait for that. Okay, so you spoke about where your love began for this series. I wanna say, for me, I was a huge, I still am a huge Uncharted fan, and when I finished that series, I really wanted to dive into a new series that was big in open world and in third person. And I went to our local video game shop, which you know which one it is, and I was like, "What do you got?" And they chose The Witcher 3 and Horizon Zero Dawn. I chose Witcher 3 hands down, purely as well because it grabbed my attention. That got Game of the Year.
It did because it was that good. Like, it still is that good to this day. The game still holds up.
Oh yeah, I mean, hell, it got a Switch release.
Yeah, I mean, look, Horizon's good. I love Horizon Zero Dawn. They're both just as good as each other. Honestly, I'd play both. But when I came down to it between
I
choice,
prefer
I would choose
Witcher.
Witcher.
I think Witcher's more replayable than anything. Purely because of all the side quests and the main quests. It's
There are so many.
It's a big game. Plus, you add on the expansion packs.
It's like hours. It's like another 8. Like, it's another like 4 to like 6 hours of gameplay with those expansion passes. Probably more than that. And the side quests, like, seriously, you don't have to follow the main storyline. You can go off and do all these side quests. There's hundreds of them. The game is just breathing with life, and you can go on hunts, and it's a great game. And a friend of mine, my friend Leah, she's jumping into it, and she is loving every single second of it. She loves she's loving this universe.
Yeah,
I really am getting into back into it myself. I really need to jump back in and start playing more of The Witcher. I'm playing what am I playing at the moment? I'm don't get mad at me for this, but I've recently started getting into Genshin Impact. Actually,
I'm not mad at you about that. That's a great game.
it is actually pretty good. I mean, I was playing a little bit before we started the stream, and I'm really enjoying it. But I definitely need to get back into Witcher and play more. Lead up to with all the Witcher stuff, especially with WitcherCon, because I really love that.
Other than Star Wars, I feel like it's one of the only franchises that has its own convention.
Yeah. I don't even think even Marvel have that at all.
No, they're part of like D23 and
yeah, they're part of D23, so they don't have their own dedicated
Comic-Con.
Yeah, which I guess it's fine because it is superheroes, and Comic-Con, kind of fits with superheroes. It's a damn shame we didn't get a virtual San Diego Comic-Con this year.
I thought we were.
I don't know. I don't know when Comic-Con's happening. I'll have to check it. It might be September. I'm not too sure.
Nah, man, it's normally June, July.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Did you end up watching any of the WitcherCon?
I watched a couple of clips of the highlights, just the important stuff, because, like, again, usually the time when that happens, I'm either A, asleep, or B, I'm at TAFE.
Yeah.
But I'll jump on YouTube and I'll just type in WitcherCon. Like, I'll type in, like, if it's like, E3 or highlights and that or something, or Gamescom. I'll type in, like, the important parts, anything that interests me, and that's what I did with WitcherCon. I just typed in any of I just went WitcherCon announcements, and it gave me like a list of videos, like a playlist. So I just went through all those, and it's really cool that the PS5, this PS5 version of The Witcher that is coming. That there's going to be in-game like Netflix Witcher stuff, including I know they'll do a Henry Cavill skin for Geralt as well.
They announced that they are.
Yeah, which I'm really excited for. I already saw the artwork for it. It looks really good. I love it. I love with The Witcher, with the television series, I love the difference in that version next to the game.
Oh
A
yeah,
lot of people don't know the game is different to the book. It's hugely different. Like Geralt's armor, the way Geralt looks, his pendant looks different as well. Like we're sporting, of course, both of us are sporting the Netflix version. I personally love the Netflix version more than the game version. There's a reason why. They are uncomfortable to wear. The spikes dig into you, man. For a cosplay, I like wearing this. It's comfortable. It's more noticeable. I'm really like. I know some people got mad at the pendant change. I'm like, it's just a pendant, guys.
well, the pendant's based on the book, as this whole series is. The series is based on the book. It's not based on the games. Plus, if you think about it, well, not think about it. It's kind of well-known knowledge. Is that the games are based after the books.
Yeah. Maybe the
So,
author come after them.
if the show continues after the books, we might see a pendant change.
We might, but I don't know. Also, again, if they did it after the books, then Geralt would have to change his voice somehow to sound like the original voice actor for Geralt in the games. But again, I love how the game version of Geralt, the voice actor, he likes The Witcher and he loved the TV series, and he didn't mind that there's another version of Geralt out there. He didn't mind that. And the thing is, that
why would you?
a lot of people. Do you remember seeing the first costume test for Cavill's Geralt when he first bought the screen test? I would think it was like a camera test or something like that.
Vaguely.
It was when he tried on the wig for the first time. It looked a little off. I remember I saw a clip for it. Kind of like with Patterson when he did that camera.
Behind the scene, there's a behind the scenes video on Netflix to do with The Witcher. There's a whole Witcher collection now on Netflix.
One thing that makes me happy most with camera tests is a lot of people see them. I remember when they did the one for Patterson's Batman. Remember that camera test that Matt Reeves revealed on his Vimeo account? I watched that video over and over again. I loved it. I loved the new suit. And when I saw, Cavill's Geralt, I loved it because I was like, it's different. It looks interesting. It looked like, hey, this is Geralt, but it's not the Geralt from the game. Because at the time,
that's what we're all expecting.
When you expect Geralt, we were all expecting the game version. I wasn't. I was not expecting the game version. I was expecting the book version because I knew for a fact that the director, the writers, and everybody who was working on on the season of that film on the television series literally said, "We're going off the book. We're not going off the games." And I was fine with that. I know some of my friends were a little bit mad, going, "Why can't they do the games?" I'm like, it's simple. The book has much more storytelling than what the games do. You can't copy a game to a TV series without addressing the book. The book started it all, so why would you start the games, which happens after the books?
I think it's also because a lot of people at the time didn't really know that there was a book series.
But I knew about it because of the games, because I looked into it and I found there were books. Now, personally, I haven't read the books. I need to get the book. I really want to read the last
dude.
Wish.
I think it's like $69 or $65 for the box set at Kmart.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's worth it.
The first book series I need to watch again is really need to read. I've finished The Hobbit. I need to finish the Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah. But have you seen the supposedly, well, not, it's more of a Easter egg to Cyberpunk in Witcher 3?
I have not. There's a Cyberpunk reference in The Witcher 3?
Yeah, so Siri talks about it.
Yeah, what'd she say?
Hey, I'm just going to bring it up.
Oh.
It's when Siri's telling her side of the story. You can ask her to tell it step by step. At one point, she mentions a world that her and Avalak traveled to where people had metal in their heads. They used megascopes like devices to wage war from a distance, and everyone had a personal flying ship.
When did The Witcher 3 drop? Because Cyberpunk came out years ago. Cyberpunk was referenced a few years later.
Witcher 3 dropped...
Like 2011, 2015?
2015. And Cyberpunk got announced. When was that? Like back in...
I couldn't remember.
In the 2016, 2017?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. And then it finally got released last year in December, and, well, let's leave it at that.
We'll wait. But I am interested to see if there is like a Siri reference in Cyberpunk now.
There are a lot of references in Cyberpunk. There's even a freaking Blade Runner reference there.
Yeah. Well, obviously. But like, I'm very interested to see if they added Siri, because why would you in Witcher 3 say that Siri's seeing it if you don't mention her in Cyberpunk?
Well, it's like the whole thing with Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed. For years, Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed, everyone just assumed that, hey, are these universes connected? There are theories. And finally, Watch Dogs Legion then announced an Assassin's Creed chapter.
Yeah.
Confirming the theories.
Yeah.
Which I think is actually cool. But, you know, I will... Look, when it comes to Cyberpunk, I may get the game again. Probably next year. I'm going to wait a little while.
When everything's all been patched out and everything like that.
When everything's all been patched out, the thing is, I'm resistant to thinking I should get another copy when I was so let down by Cyberpunk that I didn't even finish the game. I didn't finish. The thing is, I got to the end. I could have just gone to the ending. But I didn't, because I wanted to continue on and actually, you know, update my guns and that, do more side quests and that, but the game just could not cooperate with me. It was broken, it was buggy, and I was completely let down, and I didn't want anything anymore. So I just stopped playing, and then I think it was about a month later, I decided one day I was going to jump back into Cyberpunk, see what happens. So I jumped back in. I'm about 5 minutes in the game, but I'm just driving down the road, and all of a sudden the game just crashed, and I was just like, wow, I gave it a month, and it still hasn't been fixed. All right, then. So I just took it out, turned it off, and I went to go play something else.
Yeah, fair enough. But I've played The Witcher 3. I couldn't even tell you how many times I played that game. I love it. I love it to death.
Did you get a horse glitch where the horse is just floating in midair?
At one point.
I got that when I played for the first time. I think I was in the second. I think I was just in like the starting area where you start out, and I called Roach, and Roach just stood in front of me. I was just walking up to him, and then he just flipped upside down and just started floating. I'm thinking, Roach, you okay? What's going on? Why did he flip upside down? I don't understand. And then he just magically flipped upright, and it was fine. That was the only glitch I had in that gameplay, and it was amazing. It was like it was just meant to fucking happen. But the you know, this whole series centered around this character. Like, you know, you wouldn't like the author of this book never would have realized how much of a global phenomenon that you know, Geralt of Rivia has become.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, I've read the book series, I think twice now. I think.
Mm-hmm.
But so the first season is based off The Last Wish, which is a prequel.
It's a prequel to
the first book, and it's a short story. So technically, there are two prequels to the first book. So the Witcher book series is it starts off with The Last Wish, then it goes to the Sword of Destiny. So those two are pretty much what the first season is that is that. Then it goes to the blood of elves, the Tower of Contempt, the Tower of the Swallow, Baptism of Fire, Lady of the Lake, and Season of the Storm, which came out in 2013.
So well over about how many years now? Be about 6 years, be about 7 years.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Hmm.
But let's talk a little bit about some of our favorite bits from the first season, and we'll get into it all when we start the show on October 13th. But what were some of your favorite highlights from the first season?
How about when how's my singing? It's like ordering a pie and finding it has no filling. All we have to do. He just wants someone to acknowledge his singing. How about when he sings "Toss a coin to your witcher" to freaking Yennefer, and he says like "Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of." I won't be saying the word here because it's absolutely. But no, honestly, I think out of everything, number one scene, I don't think he's topped it. In episode 1, the fucking he slaughters those guys like they were nothing, like they were paperweights.
He really did, and that is to me one of my favorite scenes. And I think it's also just beautifully shot.
It's greatly shot too.
Yeah, it is.
One thing I really love the most is with Renfrey. Sorry, excuse me. With Renfrey, their sword fight. It was, everyone just thought like, is Geralt is Geralt going to be able to beat this girl? I was thinking, Geralt knows he can beat her. He's just trying to not kill her. He doesn't want to kill her. That's the thing. Geralt did not want to kill Renfrey, but he gave her a lot of warnings, like stop doing this. I don't want to kill you, but if you force me, I will kill you. And in the end result, he did. And here's the thing: you'll notice with his style of sword fighting, he was holding back in that fight. Yeah, it's when he started to notice that she was trying to kill him. That's when he decided, yeah, no, I'm done. Let's end this. And he just did it quickly. He ended her so quickly.
Oh, he did.
Like, you saw it when he was fighting those guys. He literally went through all of them. He just took them out so quickly.
Yeah, he did. One of the things that I have to say, though, is the opening scene for the series.
When he just slays that monster.
I love that opening scene.
Yeah, well, it just opens up to him just killing that monster. I reckon that was perfect. That's literally, everyone's like, yep, that's Geralt. He literally is slaying, like, he doesn't just introduce him like going, my name's Geralt of Rivia. He's just like, he literally, how they open the scene is, know who he is. You all know who he is. We're going to demonstrate in live action. And they fucking did it. I love when he does monster slaying. Especially with the episode when he has to fight that monster the whole night.
Yeah.
And I love that. That just shows his dedication to his craft.
What did you think of Triss in the series?
No. I did not like Triss. I'm sorry. They could have done so much better and give her more. Like, I was really hoping we'd see more from Triss. I mean, I know Triss is a big character in the games. She's not that big in the books, per se, unless I'm wrong about that.
I'm pretty sure she does.
Yeah, she didn't feel like a good connected character to me in the first season of the Netflix series. I do hope that does change in season 2.
Well, she was presumed dead, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was presumed dead. I think I have to double check. When I rewatch the season 1, I'll find that out. But throw that to the other side for Yennefer. Oh my god!
Oh, dude, that
Yennefer
ending with that ending.
That ending. Fuck. the actress that they chose to play Yennefer,
She's
and
fantastic. I love
she's
her.
incredible. She looks just like Yennefer, and also I loved how they they kept the costume.
Yeah.
It looks perfect.
Um.
Um,
So Netflix's The Witcher has
yeah.
this is posted like November 19th last year. The Witcher has recently resumed filming after a brief COVID-induced break. The cast and crew are now shooting in the series production headquarters. We already knew that a scene set in Cameron will involve Henry Cavill, Freya Allen,
Yep.
and a series of new characters that season 2 will introduce.
Including Vesemir. Vesemir is being introduced now. I remember when he was coming to the series, everyone wanted Mark Hamill. I would have loved Mark Hamill, but again, who
But
did they get?
now we know of another cast member who's joined them, as her character does in the books. Anna Schaefer's Triss Marigold, who was notably absent from the Fountains Abbey shoot that featured many mages and sorcerers. As you may notice, her hair is back in Triss mode. Somebody at Steelers fan got to my chair at work again recently. That's coming from
Okay,
Paul Bullen.
so I just want to give you an update on who's playing Vesemir in The Witcher. They've cast the actor alumni Boninia. He was in Killing Eve and FX The Bridge. He's a Danish actor. He's a Vesemir, a highly experienced Witcher who was a mentor and a father figure to Henry Cavill's Geralt of Rivia. I loved in the trailer for it. You see that Geralt is just welcomed with loving arms when he comes home, because again, that's his home. And like I know for a fact he has a small amount of resentment to Vesemir sometimes, but I think that he holds so much high respect to Vesemir because that's his only father figure. Because again, Geralt's mother disappeared from the picture. I think she left him. I got to read more into his backstory. But Vesemir is a highly experienced Witcher. Honestly, I think Geralt and him are they're just as good as each other if they were bested.
Now we are getting a prequel series, don't you?
Yes, I know we are getting a prequel series.
All right, so I've got a few little news updates here for that. It is called The Witcher Blood Origin. So it's been a while since we had an update, but only because filming had returned to the studio after 2 weeks in Iceland, and things are fairly leak-proof over there, but not 100%. Now filming has gone outside of the studio again and near a familiar location, Freshnam Little Pond, where we saw several crucial scenes of season 2 being filmed, including one with the reunited Geralt and Yennefer. So yeah, they are back outside. We also have cast. So we've got Miriam Mack playing Princess Merwin. We've got Lenny Henry playing Bala. We've got Jacob Collins Levi playing Eridan. We've got Lizzie Annis.
King Eridan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's King Eridan. Oh, shit. That's going to be interesting.
We've got Lizzie Annis playing Zakir. We've got... I don't even know how to pronounce his first name. I think it might be Hugh Novelli playing Callan, or Brother Death. We've got Francesca Mills playing Meldoff. Amy Murray playing Fenric. Nathaniel Curtis playing Brian. Such a generic name. Zach Wyatt playing Sindril. We've got Dylan Moran playing Youth Rock One Nut. That's...
What? Is that a name?
Yeah.
An interesting name. Because, again, I've not looked into this far back in the history of The Witcher. I know about Kings... I knew about...
well, that's the thing.
King
like,
Eridan.
all this stuff, even the stuff in Nightmare of the Wolf, is all
Yeah,
stuff we haven't seen before, and it's never really
yeah,
been explained in the Witcher universe. So this is why we
yeah.
are all so excited for this
I know.
series and Nightmare of the Wolf.
Yeah, I got really good. You know, I'm probably after this podcast. I've got a bunch of things I'm doing with some friends and that. But afterwards, I think I might be watching Nightmare of the Wolf. How long does the Nightmare of the Wolf go for? 'Cause
I
you've
think
watched
it's
it. How long
like
does it go?
an hour and a half.
That's all right for an animated movie. That's all right. Is it a movie or a series? It's a movie, yeah.
Movie.
Okay, cool. That's good. I'm glad. I'll definitely have to check
It's
it
an
out.
hour and
Because
23 minutes.
hour and 23. That's pretty good. An hour and 23 minutes. I'm fine with that.
We've also got Daniel Fathers has been cast. We've got Robert McCrea.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only other two cast members that were in the original one.
Yeah. I'm keen to see how season 2 starts. You know, I'm keen to see
Well, we
Siri.
know how season 2 starts because remember we got that first page.
Do. Yeah, I'm
that they
keen to
released.
see Freya Allen's Siri training.
Oh well,
That
mate!
come
Like
on.
in that trailer, she looks so much older. So
Does.
much older.
Here's the thing. I will say this to anybody: when Siri gets older, and when she becomes a Witcher, yes, she does become a Witcher. It's not becomes a Witcher. That's not a spoiler. It happens in The Witcher 3. It happens in the books as well. She's immensely powerful. She is.
Well, you
Like, I'm
see
not
that
even
in the
gonna
first episode for
sugarcoat it.
starters.
Yeah,
That's what they're
Yeah.
hunting her.
because she's insanely powerful. And when I say this, so she's just as strong, if not, when she gets older, she'll be stronger than Geralt. She will be.
Oh yeah, she will be.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Technically-
which, we have got
Hmm.
102 days, 19 hours, 52 minutes, and 45 seconds until Witcher Season 2 drops.
Yeah, can we go forward in time so we can actually just drop
it.
it and watch it and then talk about it?
If anyone knows anywhere to be able to buy like a physical version of Gwent that's not
Oh my God.
expensive, can you please let me
Yeah.
know?
I know for a fact that Vault Games, it's my local gaming store, you can buy some Witcher themed dice there.
Or can you?
You can buy Geralt ones, and you can buy Yennefer ones. There are other ones. I wanted to get a set, but it's like I didn't have enough money for it at the time. I do want to go get a set. I love my dice, and I'd love to get some Witcher ones. But, you know, I'm excited. I really am. I'm excited for all this Witcher stuff that's happening towards the end of the year. You know, I'm excited for the podcast to get talking about it because I think it's going to be a great thing to talk about because, you know, this universe really is an interesting universe.
It
because
is.
the monsters are so different compared to any other fantasy-based universe I've ever seen, especially with Tolkien's universe.
Yeah.
You know, and the one person I'm excited to see the most is Henry Cavill's because his Geralt is amazing, and I'm interested to see him again in a whole new perspective because now he's got to deal with, you know, trying to help Ciri, but also he's got to deal with the threat of the people that are coming after Ciri.
Yeah.
Which army was that? That's the what army is that again? I'm trying to remember the army name. I know it's in the books. Also, with the leaks as well, we know for a fact that the Wild Hunt are coming,
We are supposedly getting the Wild Hunt, yes.
and he has to fucking deal with them. And the Wild Hunt are no friggin' joke. They are a powerhouse. Geralt's faced them before. Like in the game, you have to face them, and it's not easy.
Yeah, keep going. Sorry, my blank.
No, you're good. Honestly, how did you feel about with Geralt's look that he didn't carry the two swords on his back? He carried the one there. How did you feel about that?
I was fine with it because I know for a fact we'll probably end up getting it.
Now, a lot of people think that he wasn't carrying his silver sword. Not true. He does have a silver sword. It's on his horse. Garrett is on his horse.
Roach.
Yeah. It's on Roach, which I'm glad he calls the horse Roach. I'm so happy about that when he just calls it Roach. And I'm like, I love it. So wholesome. But yeah, I'm I'm deeply excited for this series. In general, it's going to be really good.
Oh.
And I have to give major props to you, Techie. I'm checking out a live stream on my phone here that's just left to me. I'm just watching it here. So if you see me turn towards the screen here, I'm just looking at my phone screen to watch our podcast back. And I love the OBS system working its magic, really showing off the dedication we have, especially with our opening theme when we're loading up the stream and getting everything going. I really appreciate it. Guys, Techie has gone far and beyond. We love this podcast. This is our small little corner of the internet where we can talk about all the things that we want to talk about. You know, whether we talk about The Witcher or with the regular show as well, we love it. And we appreciate everybody who, you know, comes in to watch us. We appreciate everybody who listens back to our podcast on our Spotify, on our YouTube channel, on our Twitch as well. You know, we wouldn't be here without all the people who follow us and interact with us. We appreciate everybody. You know, back when we first started this, we had no idea what the hell we were doing.
I think we still don't. I think we just.
I think we still don't. But you know, we're a bit more organized now. We've got you know, we have a you know, we have like a.
We have a strategic plan.
We have a strategic plan, and I remember when we first started this. I remember seeing our old logo and everything, and just seeing it back then and realizing just how far we've come since we've been doing this. You know, I remember when I first started, I had a rubbish camera. I didn't have the light here that I do. I didn't have my ring light. And I was at my old place too. And now that I'm here, I've got a much more professional camera. I've got my ring light here. I've got my lighting here too. I've got everything I need for the stream. And it makes me happy knowing that we can do these podcasts to talk about, you know, anything that happens. And having these specials where we talk about just one topic in general. And it helps really with a lot of people get interaction with us. Makes me happy.
Yeah.
Makes us both happy.
Oh, it does. But we will be doing this again tomorrow after you have done your homework.
I will do my homework, absolutely.
But we will probably start that at around 9:10.
That's good. Gives us time to kind of set up and that so people can come and join in.
Well, yeah, we still have our main show to do tomorrow night. So we'll start that at our regular 8:30 time.
Yep.
And we'll go till 9. And then we'll have like a 10-minute break.
And then we'll jump onto the podcast and talk about
episode 1 of Toss a Coin to Your Podcast.
Still think that's a really clever title, by the way.
Thank you.
It's a clever title. But we appreciate everybody who is coming to join. We appreciate everybody who come and watch later on, whether or not if you listen on our Spotify, whether or not you listen on our YouTube channel, or hell, if you can go check back on our Twitch as well. We appreciate it, everybody.
We really do. But because you said that, you can also now subscribe to our YouTube channel here at the Techie and Talon Show, which our regular show will be uploaded there. This new lovely Toss a Coin to Your Podcast show will be up there, as well as the RIP and our Disney Plus recap shows will also be up there. Same applies to our Facebook here at the Techie and Talon Show, or you can go follow our Spotify here at the Techie and Talon Show. However, I am thinking that we will have our own dedicated Witcher podcast on Spotify. Just keep an eye out on our channels here and you'll see what we do. We'll share it. You can also go follow our Instagram here at the Techie and Talon Show, plus our Twitter at Talon_show. Follow us on Twitch at the Techie and Talon Show, and we are also on TikTok, where we will upload some of our favorite highlights of this show. Until then, are you all right there, Talon?
My dad just came in and I tried his new seaweed crackers. That's disgusting. I'm going to need some water to flush it out. Christ. But yes, no, sorry about that. I just had to quickly mute that. But yes, we'll be doing this a little bit more. We'll be doing this more regular. We'll be doing this next week. Our first episode drops tomorrow. We appreciate everybody who are coming in and listen to us. We appreciate
Then, after our first episode tomorrow, it will be a long break from this show, even though we're just launching it, until October 13th. Until October 13th, when this show will really fly.
Absolutely.
Until then, my name's Techie.
And my name's Dallin.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.